Welcome to Epic Stock Due Diligence. Please subscribe at youtube.com/EpicStockDD. Thank you.
Hey y'all, Ed here, back again with another exciting episode of Epic Stock Due Diligence. Hope y'all had a good week. Hope y'all didn't lose too much money on the street. And I wanted to share something with everyone, and this is something that a lot of people have, even if you're not directly familiar with it already, you may have heard, don't trade based upon emotion. Well, what does that mean? Well, this is an example, a true-to-life example that I'm going to illustrate as to why emotion can potentially trap someone. So there was a ticker symbol, and like I said, I don't talk about individual stocks on here. It's all about how-to information for entertainment purposes only. But we'll just call it fictitious ticker symbol XYZ. So I had a little bit over 4 million shares, almost 5 million. And it was a situation where I'd gotten in at the bargain basement price of .0001. So dollar-wise, it was about half a grand, a little under $500. So it was a situation where this stock, like most pink sheets, where people assume that they're going to go to the moon, whee, and they seldom do. And this was one of those. I mean, it had been in the multi-penny range, this, that, and the other, and it dipped down, and I got excited, and I got in, and I was stuck with it. I was stuck holding the bag. So I had these almost 5 million shares of this company for over a year, and it remained no bid. And then all of a sudden, the bid perks up out of nowhere. No news, no filings, no substantial evidence to indicate why there should be volume. So it's one of those situations where the volume was likely a group of traders with some of their disposable income trying to create the false impression that this stock's receiving mega volume based upon news or some sort of upcoming event. And in reality, all it was, I mean, when you're dealing with these big trading groups and the 0001 stock, 150 million shares traded is not a lot of cash. It's really not. So they were able to inject that volume. And then when that happens, ultimately you see people in the forums and they say, oh, we need to buy, and you've got everybody saying buy, and then you're sitting there and you've got to block all of that out. And that's one important skill that any trader that has greater or less unsuccessful trades should know, and that's how to block out that emotion. So in this scenario, what I did, I said, okay, I'm not going to listen to all the pumpers and the bashers in the forum because of the volume. That's elementary stuff. I'm going to stick to the facts. I'm going to do my own due diligence, and I'm going to find whether there's anything verifiable that could suggest why this volume's coming. Quickly did that. No, nothing verifiable. So I said, you know what? This is almost $500, but I'm not going to sell all of it. I'm going to keep almost 1 million. So I didn't keep quite 1 million, but kept over 500,000 shares of it, and I got rid of the rest. I was fortunate to get out. So, it's nice to have that money back, because having money locked up in a no-bid stock is not a good thing, because you can't sell it if you wanted to. There aren't any market makers on the bid side of the fence. Check out my other video where I explain level 2 quotes, and you can learn more about that. But it felt good to get out, because now that money is freed up to speculate with other microcap stocks. So it's one of those things, emotion. And this is a prime example of emotion. If I'd allowed emotion to come into play, I would have likely listened to those pumpers in that forum and thought, well, God, I'm locked and loaded here. I've got almost 5 million shares, and this thing's going to go to a penny. And I could have felt that way. Had I felt that way, the next day I would have been holding almost 5 million shares of a no-bid stock again. Not to say this always happens, but a wise trader always does their own due diligence and determines whether it's pump or maybe there's something verifiable in there. As always, expect to lose it all, because more than likely that's what's going to happen. And I hope you enjoy my videos. I got a lot more coming soon. Check out my book if you haven't already, The Penny Stock Perfectionist. I've got a link on the main page of Epic Stock Due Diligence, youtube.com/EpicStockDD. Me on that, in front of that bull on Broadway up in Manhattan. It says buy my book. Feel free to check it out if you want to. And check with Apple if you don't have an iPad, and you'll need to do this. You'll need to do this research on your own. But it may be readable now through iTunes. I'm not sure. So check with Apple if you decide to buy my book. And if you don't want to buy my book, I don't care. I mean, I wrote it and had a good time writing it, and I think it's kind of entertaining, but I mean, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to entertain in the form of videos. So check out all my videos, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to me on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and most importantly, have a good day, and have a good day. See you later.